My name is Amethyst Amelia Kelly, but you guys probably know me as Iggy Azalea, and that's how it's gonna stay.
Not too many celebs take on a stage name, but when they do, there's a pretty good story behind it. So here are 10 stars who changed their name and why they did it right here on Listed. Whether your first name sucks or no one can pronounce your last name or whether the SAG office just hates you, stage names happen all the time. So these 10 celebs gave themselves some while on their path to stardom. Let's take Michael Keaton, for instance. Did you know that he was actually born Michael Douglas, but because this Michael Douglas was an actor before him, and to avoid all of that confusion, he changed his last name to Keaton. Halsey's story at number 2 is even more intriguing. The Colors singer was born Ashley Nicolette Frangipane, but then when she started her musical career, she decided to change things up to something simpler, and thus her onstage moniker Halsey was born. She told Nylon magazine, "When I was 17, I was seeing a guy who was 24 and he lived on Halsey Street in Brooklyn. That's where I first started writing music and where I started to feel like I was a part of something bigger than my town in the middle of nowhere, New Jersey. Halsey is kind of like a manifestation of all the exaggerated parts of me, Ashley, so it's like an alter ego. Kind of beautiful, right?" While some stars have fancy and meaningful stage name stories, Emma Stone's is the opposite, but it's really funny. At number 3, although the actress was born Emily Stone, she changed her first name to Emma because she had a major obsession with the Spice Girls, specifically Baby Spice. So when she learned that her own name, Emily Stone, was already taken at the Screen Actors Guild by one of the girls on Australia's Next Top Model, she chose to go with Emma Stone because it was close to her real name Emily and because she loves Baby Spice, aka Emma Bunton. Emma told Jimmy Kimmel, "When I was in 2nd grade, I did ask the teacher on the first day of school to call me Emma because I wanted to be Baby Spice. It stuck for like a day, and I didn't know that years later everybody would be calling me Emma instead of Emily. So I'm Baby Spice for life." See, dreams do come true. Emma may have gotten her name-spiration from a musical idol, but 4th on our list, Iggy Azalea got her namesake from a beloved childhood friend. Well, the first part of it at least. The rapper revealed that after a scary accident with a snake and her dog, she got a special nameplate made in his honor, and people just sort of started calling her that.
And I got a nameplate necklace made in his honor because I just thought it was cool. And everybody started to think that my name was Iggy, so it kind of became my nickname and I took it on board and started rapping with it.
Iggy also revealed that she named her dog after Iggy Pop, so I guess that technically means that the first part of her name she got from Iggy Pop, right? Anyway, now that we know how she got Iggy, let's break down Azalea.
And I chose Azalea because that is a street that my mom and family live on, and I loved Azalea because it sounds very feminine, and I thought it would balance out Iggy being so masculine in voice.
What a perfect combination. As for G-Eazy, aka Gerald Earl Gillum, his stage name came to fruition when he was a little youngin' because he didn't like the name Gerald. I don't blame him. He said it felt like an old man's name. He's right. So here's how G-Eazy came to be.
I wanted to go by G-E.
Call me G-E.
Which were my first and middle initials. Call me Gerald, I got mad. G grew into G-Eazy.
Like G-Eazy, Drake becoming Drake was as easy as cake. His real name is Aubrey Drake Graham, and he simply decided to go by his middle name, Drake. Next up, Gigi Hadid. This model was actually born Jelena Nora Hadid. It's crazy. It's like Yolanda knew that Jelena would be a huge thing in the 21st century. Anyway, Gigi explained to Vogue how her nickname, and now her stage name, Gigi, came to be. Quote, "My mom was called that as a kid by her mother when she was younger, but only around the house. In 1st or 2nd grade, there was a girl named Helena, and it got confusing with the teacher who had to call out our names, and so the teacher asked my mom, if I needed to call Jelena a nickname, what would it be? And my mom was like, I call her Gigi sometimes, and the name stuck." Boom. While many celebs choose names that are a slight variation from their real name, Calvin Harris pulled an Iggy Azalea and went like way off. Everyone pretty much knows the DJ by Calvin Harris, that is, until his ex-girlfriend Taylor Swift blew our minds and revealed that his real name is actually, in fact, Adam Wiles. I'm not sure which one I dig more, actually. But why the name swap? Well, he once revealed in an interview that Adam Wilde simply wasn't racially ambiguous enough. My first single was more of a soul track, and I thought Calvin Harris sounded a bit more racially ambiguous. I thought people might not know if I was black or not, and after that, I was stuck with it. Yeah, you can't go back to being Adam Wilde after you've been Calvin Harris, just like you cannot go back to being Peter Gene Hernandez after being Bruno Mars. So Bruno, born as Peter, got the first part of his famous moniker from his father because as a wee lad, Bruno was a chubby baby and apparently looked a lot like the wrestler Bruno Sammartino. And Mars wasn't added to Bruno's stage name until much later when he was chatting with label heads. I guess a bunch of music execs kept telling him that he should focus on Latin music since his last name was Hernandez. And he was like, oh, hell no, my name ain't determining my music. So he chose Mars because, you know, like no one knows what kind of music they listen to in Mars. And of course, we couldn't leave off T-Swiftie squad member Lorde off of this list. The singer was given a really long name at birth, like really long. It's no wonder why she wanted to adopt a stage name to make it easier on the rest of the world. But how does one go from Ella Maria Lani Yelich O'Connor to Lorde? Well, the name change had something to do with Lorde's obsession with royalty. The singer told Interview magazine, quote, "When I was trying to come up with a stage name, I thought Lorde was super rad, but really masculine. Ever since I was a little kid, I have been really into royals and aristocracy. So to make Lorde more feminine, I just put an E on the end. Some people think it's religious, but it's not." Makes my Miriam Issa feel kind of boring. But if you guys had to pick a stage name, what would it be and why? Let me know in the comment section below. And then click here for 10 artists who started out as backup singers and dancers. And also, don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for hanging out with me, you guys. I'm Miriam Issa. Hit me up on my socials at Miriam Issa on Twitter, Miriam_Issa on the gram, and I'll see you guys next time.